Good morning, good morning, good morning. Wake y'all ass up today, man. You know, another episode on successful habits. And we're gonna talk about today things school teach and the things schools doesn't teach. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of things that we learn in school that we use every day, and there's a lot of things we don't even use every day. You know what I'm saying? On the first side, there's things schools teach. Now, they teach us English so we can speak their own language. Because I mean, we were brought over here as endangerous people, and what we speak over there in Africa was not what we was taught to speak over here. So that's why it was so hard for so much people to pronounce. And to this day, I mean, there's so much Geechee and Gullah people because you got people from all different tribes who were kidnapped and persuaded to come over here. They basically finessed certain people because everybody wasn't kidnapped. Certain people, they was like, yo, we got this new land. You can live like a king over there. By the time they got over there, they that looked like, goddamn, them boy that finesse us. You know what I'm saying? So English, we learn from them. You know, writing, we learn from them. You know, knowing how to read and write. You got to know how to do that in this time of day. Because if you don't, then shit. If you're in business and you got a contract with somebody and you don't read over that contract, you might get fucked. You know what I'm saying? Science, you know what I'm saying? To a certain extent, we still use that. Plus, I mean, science and math go hand in hand. So without math, our scientists wouldn't be able to discover certain things. Even though we got certain scientists that we, instead of discovering ways to help humanity, discover ways to kill it. Because you make more money off of killing people than helping people, you know what I'm saying? I was like, imagine if hospitals actually heal people, there will be less sick people and they will be making less money. So they got to give you medication to help one thing and kill you on one thing, or, start something else within your body. They fix that, but then something else is wrong with your body, you feel what I'm saying? History, I call it his story because it's not our story. It's not, it's, his story, you see what I'm saying? Incarceration, like people don't look at how incarceration is actually like planted in the school system. If you've never been incarcerated, when you're walking down the hall, you gotta walk in a line, just like you have to walk in a line in school. You have to, when it's time to eat, when they say it's time to eat, that's when you eat, just like in school. The trades that they give you is like the same trades you see in school. You see what I'm saying? When you was a slave and the master said, yo, go over there and get this from the other plantation, he had to give you a pass, the same type of hall pass we have to have in school. So a lot of these things that we actually do to this day is things that were traditionally instilled in us from the beginning of time. And there's so much bad things, there's so much laws that were made when this country was founded on corruption, but yet we still ain't changing. Like, we know that the people who founded this country was corrupted. Not even black, white people, yada yada. Just as people of this great country of America, make America great again. Why haven't we all just sit down at a table and be like, yo, we know the full founding fathers of this country did some fucked up shit. Let's go rewrite all these shit. So you telling me every single last one of those laws were perfect to the extent make you be like, I wouldn't change it. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. How to go to work 5 days a week. We go to school 5 days a week. All I doing is training you to go to, work and work for somebody, not to be a boss. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you wake up Monday through Friday, you go to school just like Monday through Fridays. A lot of people go to work, you know what I'm saying? They work for at least 7 hours. I think we used to be in school for at least 7 hours. So that was all about programming you, getting you ready for the real world. Because they know it's like, they don't know what company or who you're going to work for, but they're just trying to train you. Just like how the military train, the militant people. So if something was to happen, like, they train you, like, say, if you train today, like, tomorrow you might have to fight. So it's like they train you in school for all these 12 years. So when it's time to go to work, like, you won't be a lazy person. You see what I'm saying? Pledge your allegiance. They train us to do that. I mean, before you know it, if you've been in school, probably by like 5th grade, you already know it by heart. You know what I'm saying? Every day, I mean, think about how many years you're in school, and every day you wake up and go to school. The first thing you do when you get in the classroom is put your hand over your chest and say it. But us as kids, like before the Kaepernick thing and everything going on, nobody really, like not even your parents, didn't never used to tell you, oh, don't pledge, don't do the pledge or whatever, because nobody really used to take the time to dissect so much things that we were learning. Like we have to unlearn things and relearn things. And when we as one one nation start doing that, we will be farther than how y'all so-called say we is more farther than so much different countries. We're not farther than them. We just bullies. We do what the fuck we want. We the biggest gang on this whole planet. Like United States got people in every country. So if something was to pop off, we already got somebody there. China can't do that over here. You don't got no Chinese people over here just setting up their port and they base. So if some shit was to pop off in America, they already got people down there. You see what I'm saying? Y'all got to start realizing what we are as a country, a great country, how they say it. And it's like it's nothing wrong for standing up for the country, but it's like it's right and wrong. And our country, y'all, they trying to do other shit and be a mediator in so much different situations when they need to fix so much shit that we still got going on to this day in our own country. You see what I'm saying? All right, success. I feel like because these things are taught from K to 12, so these things on the right needs to be taught through K to 12. You see what I'm saying? We need to learn about success. Success comes with happiness. Anybody who's successful, they don't get fatigued in anything they're doing because they love what they're doing. And why you love what you're doing? Because that's your passion. When you have a passion, then anything you want to do, you will gain success because you will stay down in it and you won't just quit because this is something you love. We need to start doing that from kindergarten to 12. Every year, it just gets deeper and deeper in the curriculum and explaining to the kids that what success is, why you should figure out something you actually love and why you should stick behind it and what you gotta do to get to where you want to be at. Like we need to start having kids think about that at a young age. We teach our kids so much wrong shit. Let's teach them some right shit. You see what I'm saying? Like real estate. So much people like really don't. You can't even really go to a school for real estate, like college and shit. So like from K to 12, let's talk about real estate because people think just buying a house is something, but that's nothing. You buying a house just to start to be in debt. You know what I'm saying? Or you buy a house and you trying to flip it, but you got to know over time your house grows more and more equity, and it's like it's so much money and just letting that shit just build up over time and then once you done really got all your money, you spend all the money that you spend on the house is like over the years your time the house value go up and up. So once it's time to sell it and you sell it, it's not like you breaking even because you have to break off the broker when you sell your house, pay the taxes or whatever. So all that shit is adding up. Like people be just breaking even. Like come on, you gotta start thinking smarter. And how do we think smarter is by getting educated. If we were more educated through the school system on this matter, then by the time we get out of school, man, there's so much people that probably could be done either purchase a house or knowing the whole format of what to do to get a house and actually capitalize off it and not move backwards. You see what I'm saying? Because people want to say they just bought a house just to say they own their own house, but really you still ain't own it. You see what I'm saying? There's so much deeper things and bigger things you have to accomplish to really be like, I own that house. I made this off it. This is how much you're worth. Like, it's a time thing. Then farming. Like, we need to know, like, we should have know, like, from a young age about farming and all these different fruits and vegetables and wherever we're located at the best fruits and vegetables that will grow the best, because every place is like I learned recently, like apples grow great in cold weather. That's why we don't see a lot of apples down here in Charleston, South Carolina. You see what I'm saying? So it's like we need to gain more knowledge on growing our own food because they're killing us, man. If y'all haven't noticed, like y'all need to stop before y'all buy something, purchase something. Like let's look at the ingredients. Like when I go in the store now and I see something and I before I buy it, I look at the ingredients, and then if there's something I can't purchase, when I put it back on the shelf, I turn it around so the next person after me, when they come on this aisle and looking for something, I just hopefully that they'll just look at it and be like, oh, ingredients. But most people they'll just go past it and go to the next product and be like, I don't know why they turned that one around. Let me just get this, and just go on about their business. But we need to start looking at our ingredients, man, and learn how to farm our own stuff. Because if you farm it, you can trust your own self. You don't know what the next person putting on your stuff, all that pesticide, all that stuff. Tax write-offs. Oh, skip my bad. Making clothes or shoes, like we need food, shelter, and clothing. So we should have known since K all the way to 12, about making clothes and shoes because we need those to survive. People don't really think about making their own clothes no more because they're like, shit, I can just go buy it. But how much money you could have saved or how much money you could have made if you make your own clothes and then sell it. So it's like, again, they designing us to be workers, employees instead of bosses. You see what I'm saying? We got to be bosses and investors, and we have to unlearn what they taught us and relearn the right things. Next things is tax write-off. It's so much people that make so much money, and then at the end of the year, when it's time to write off, to pay taxes, they got tax write-offs for days. Like Grant Cardone, he's a multi-millionaire, hecto-millionaire, and this man said he likes talking about beating the IRS every year. He said he ain't pay his taxes in like 3 years because there's so much ways that we can make tax write-offs. So at the end of the year, you don't even have to kick out no money because certain people don't really get a lot of money off tax time, like lower income people. Then you have certain people who make a lot of money and then they have to pay more money. So what they do is have tax write-offs. So at the end of the day, they don't have to pay all that money. So we need to actually get educated from kindergarten to 12th on how we can do how it's so much tax write-offs out there in the world that we don't know about, that it's like at the end of the year you thought you seen so much money, but you really could have seen even more if you really knew about the tax write-offs. Think about it. Come on. Ownership. What is ownership? We need to own things out here. We don't need to borrow things. None of that. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're getting money from the bank, and you know what I'm saying? Because good credit can get you get you so many places and so much things in life just off of your credit. But ownership is so big. We need to own the land. You know what I'm saying? As well as we need to own a house. Like people always talk about owning houses. Let's own some land. Let's own some businesses. Let's own, like schools, banks, you know what I'm saying, hospitals, you know what I'm saying, stores, you know what I'm saying, like retail stores, food stores, anything you can think of that you usually see on a daily basis. Let's own that together. Like, let's do that. Like, let's stop procrastinating. Let's stop partaking in so much things that is not benefiting us. It's just hindering us. You see what I'm saying? So it's time for us to take a step and a leap of faith, because we know the leap that we're taking will lead us in the right direction. Let's think about it. We've been doing so much wrong and making so much wrong decisions all our life. You can tell what wrong is now. So now let's try that other side of right. You know what I'm saying? Laws and rights. Like, I had a law education in my 9th grade, but we should learn about our laws and our rights from kindergarten on the 12th. So much people that don't know about their laws and their rights, because the only time they try to learn about it is until something to happen. And we need to stop that and learn about it before shit happens, so it can stop so much shit from happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much laws that were, again, written in the beginning of time, and now we at a whole nother time, and we still using the same laws. Like, if y'all don't think that's fucked up, then I don't know what the fuck is y'all doing and thinking. You see what I'm saying? So we need to switch the laws and the rights, or either educate people from kindergarten on the 12th so we really know about laws, you know what I'm saying, and rights. Life insurance. Life insurance is so important because so much people die without life insurance, and now when they die, the family dealing with the burden of the loss, and then they also got to deal with the finance. They have to make sure all the finances straight to either bury or cremate their person, and shit, that takes a toll on a lot of people, because a lot of people be having to scrape up the money just to bury their loved one or cremate their loved one. So we need to actually start educating more and more people on life insurance. So at a young age, just like you can start somebody a bank account at a young age, a youth or adolescent, let's start helping them up with life insurance. So by the time, not saying they're gonna die young, but when they do die, if they live a long life, all that money they've been putting away, if they got kids or don't have kids, their family, immediate family, whatever, they're gonna be straight, or they won't have to worry about trying to come up with money just to bury them or cremate them. We need to start looking at more and more stuff like that. That's so important. You see what I'm saying? Um, Cars. Let's talk about driver's ed. Like driver's ed, yeah, I know, and they started off in what, maybe 9th, 10th grade. You can take driver's ed, but things they also need to teach you inside that class, and things they should do instead of just waiting until high school. Let's start kindergarten. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we got so much bad drivers, because y'all wait till high school to teach them how to drive. Like, that's backwards. Like, let's start a little earlier, even if it's nothing physical, at least giving them more and more knowledge on it, instead of waiting until high school. You see what I'm saying? So, on the driver's ed, let's talk about, how to change a tire, brakes, just all the fundamental stuff, simple stuff that you really can do by yourself. Like, let's teach them that in school. So from kindergarten to 12th, everybody should know how to drive. Everybody should know the fundamentals of a car, like things that can mess up, and if you fix it, will help you get the A to B. Like, you need to learn all those stuff. You don't need to be just clueless to what's going on, and you always gotta call somebody. Like, there's nothing wrong with calling on somebody, because we all need somebody, but let's start making ourselves more independent out here. And then the more independence we have, we can help more people just off of just being so independent. You got 5 people who are independent and have different occupations. One person can go to the next. You see what I'm saying? So you have a dentist, a barber, a lawyer, a person who cut grass, heating and air guy. They all can keep the money in a circle. The barber can cut all their hair, and then when a barber needs his grass cut, he go to the guy for landscaping. And then when a barber need the heating and the air done, or just something wrong with his air in his house, he go them. He go to the person. If the barber got a lawsuit going on, he can go to that lawyer, put money in that pocket. You see what I'm saying? Like, we just can keep money in the circle and just help one another, and that's how we really gonna build. You see what I'm saying? You know who it is. Subscribe to my channel. Follow me on every place: LinkedIn, TikTok, Triller, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. It's Master NPF. Another day of successful habits.